The relationship between writers and literary agencies has long been a complex and nuanced one. At the core of this relationship lies a delicate balance between creativity and commercial interests. While writers are the architects of stories, literary agents act as mediators who help bring these stories into the commercial marketplace. However, this partnership is not always a harmonious one. It can be riddled with tension, misunderstandings, and conflicting goals. In this video, we will delve into the intricate dynamics between writers and agencies, exploring both sides of the equation. We'll look at the role of literary agents, the benefits and challenges of having representation, and the potential conflicts that may arise when creative freedom and commercial viability clash. Understanding the role of literary agents. Before diving into the friction between writers and agencies, it's important to understand what literary agents actually do. A literary agent's primary role is to act as a bridge between the writer and the publishing industry. They scout for potential manuscripts, help authors hone their pitches, negotiate publishing contracts, and often serve as advocates for the writer's best interests. Literary agents typically have established relationships with publishers, editors, and other industry professionals, making it easier for them to get their clients' work noticed. Without an agent, writers often find themselves stuck in the slush pile, the mass of unsolicited manuscripts sent directly to publishers, which often go unread. Agents are the gatekeepers who ensure that manuscripts make it to the right desks, improving the chances of publication. However, this gatekeeping function can also be a source of frustration for writers, especially those who feel their work deserves to be seen without a middleman's involvement. Here's where the first seeds of tension can be sown. The benefits of literary representation. For most writers, having a literary agent offers numerous benefits. Let's explore the advantages that come with professional representation. 1. Industry knowledge and connections. Literary agents possess a deep understanding of the publishing landscape. They know which publishers are looking for what genres, which editors would be a good fit for a particular manuscript, and how to navigate complex contract negotiations. This expertise can be invaluable to writers who may not have the time or resources to familiarize themselves with the intricacies of the publishing industry. 2. Career management. In many cases, literary agents serve as long-term partners in a writer's career, offering guidance not just for individual books, but for an author's overall trajectory. Agents can help writers strategize their career moves, determine what kinds of books to write next, and find opportunities beyond traditional publishing, such as film and television adaptations. 3. Contract negotiation. One of the most critical roles of a literary agent is negotiating contracts. Writers who are not represented often find themselves at a disadvantage in this area, as publishing contracts can be dense, filled with legal jargon, and often skewed in favor of the publisher. A good agent can ensure that their client receives the best possible terms, whether that's a higher advance, more favorable royalty rates, or rights retention. For protection from exploitation, the publishing world can be a tricky place to navigate. Without an agent, writers may be vulnerable to predatory practices, unfair contracts, or deals that don't serve their best interests. Agents act as protectors, ensuring that their clients are treated fairly and that they receive their due compensation. The downside: when writers feel controlled. While the benefits of having an agent are substantial, not every writer's experience with an agency is positive. In fact, there are some notable downsides to representation that can lead to tension and conflict. 1. Loss of creative control. One of the most significant challenges that writers face when working with agencies is the potential loss of creative control. Agents, by necessity, are concerned with what will sell. They might push writers to alter their manuscripts in ways that make them more marketable, but which the author may feel compromises their artistic vision. For instance, an agent might advise a writer to change the ending of a novel, revise characters, or abandon a pet project in favor of something more commercially viable. While these suggestions are often made with the writer's best interest in mind from a career standpoint, they can also feel like an infringement on creative freedom. 2. Pressure to produce. Once a writer signs with an agency, the pressure to produce can become overwhelming. Literary agents, like all professionals, are working within a business, and that business is centered on turning out profitable books. Writers may feel compelled to churn out manuscripts at a pace they are uncomfortable with in order to meet market demands or to keep their agent happy. This can stifle creativity and lead to burnout. 3. Uneven attention. Writers often worrying that they may not receive the attention they deserve from their agents, particularly if the agency represents a large roster of clients. It's not uncommon for best-selling authors or those with more commercial appeal to receive preferential treatment, leaving other writers feeling sidelined. This uneven distribution of attention can be frustrating, especially if a writer feels their agent is no longer as invested in their work as they once were. 4. Conflicting visions. A common point of tension between writers and their agents is when the writer's vision for their career doesn't align with the agent's. A writer might want to experiment with new genres or write a niche piece, while the agent may push for something that fits more neatly into established market trends. These differing visions can lead to frustration and, in some cases, the dissolution of the working relationship. The tension between creativity and marketability. At the heart of many conflicts between writers and agencies is the tension between creativity and marketability. Writers are, by nature, artists. They craft stories from their imaginations, often with little concern for how those stories will perform in the marketplace. Agents, on the other hand, are working within a business framework. They need to sell books, and in order to do so, they must consider what publishers are buying, what readers are consuming, and what trends are emerging. This dichotomy can lead to creative clashes. Writers may feel that their artistic integrity is being compromised when agents push them to revise their work to fit a more commercial mold. On the flip side, agents may become frustrated when writers refuse to make changes that could increase the book's market potential. These conflicts can create a rift between the writer and the agency, sometimes culminating in the writer parting ways with their representation. Can writers succeed without an agency? In light of the potential downsides, many writers wonder if it's possible to succeed without an agent. The rise of self-publishing and the democratization of the digital marketplace has made it easier than ever for writers to bypass traditional gatekeepers. Platforms like Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing KDP, Smashwords, and Wattpad allow writers to publish their work directly to readers without the need for an agent or a traditional publisher. Self-publishing offers writers complete creative control over their work and allows them to keep a larger share of the profits. However, it also comes with its own set of challenges. Writers who self-publish must take on the roles of both author and marketer, handling everything from cover design to promotional strategies. While this can be empowering, it's also time-consuming and requires skills that not all writers possess. For those who prefer the traditional publishing route but don't want to work with an agent, there are alternatives. Some small presses accept unagented submissions, offering writers the chance to have their work published without needing representation. However, these presses often have smaller budgets, which can mean lower advances and less marketing support. Finding the right balance. So, how can writers navigate the tricky terrain of agency relationships while maintaining their creative integrity? The key lies in finding the right balance between creative freedom and commercial awareness. 1. Communication is key. One of the most important factors in a successful writer-agent relationship is open communication. Writers should feel comfortable expressing their creative goals, while agents should be transparent about market trends and what publishers are looking for. Clear, honest communication can help both parties find common ground and work together toward shared goals. To add, choosing the right agent. Not all literary agents are the same, and it's crucial for writers to find representation that aligns with their values and career aspirations. Some agents specialize in more experimental or niche works, while others focus on commercial genres. Writers should research potential agents carefully and choose one who shares their vision for their career. 3. Setting boundaries. Writers need to be clear about what they are and aren't willing to compromise on. It's important to set boundaries early on in the relationship, particularly when it comes to creative decisions. Writers should know their own limits and communicate them to their agent. while also being open to constructive feedback that could help their work succeed. Conclusion: a partnership of potential. The relationship between writers and agencies is a partnership built on mutual goals but often fraught with competing interests. Writers crave creative freedom, while agents must consider marketability. When both parties can find a way to balance these two forces, the relationship has the potential to be incredibly fruitful. At the end of the day, the writer-agent dynamic is not about one side winning over the other. It's about collaboration, respect, and a shared vision for bringing stories to life. When these elements are in harmony, both the writer and the agency can thrive, creating art that resonates with readers and succeeds in the marketplace. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to help us to keep on going. See you all in the next video.